Today's lesson is on nouns as indirect objects. The lesson is noun as indirect objects. How is the noun "ami" used in the following sentence? How is the noun "ami" used in the following sentence? The crowd gave Amy a chair. So crowd is the subject, gave is the verb, Amy is the what? Amy here is the noun as indirect object, as chair is the direct object. What is an indirect object? An indirect object is a word. An indirect object is a word in the predicate. Indirect object is the word in the predicate that tells for whom or what to whom or to whom something was done or is being done or will be done. An indirect object is a word in the predicate that tells for whom or to whom something was done or is being done, will be done. So what is an indirect object? An indirect object is a word in the predicate that tells for whom or to whom something was done or is being done or will be done. For whom or whom. Note that there are two nouns after the action verb. Note that there are two nouns after the action verb. Gave. Amy and chair. The noun chair is the direct object of gave. Direct object of gave because it answered the question what. The crowd gave what? The crowd gave a chair. So chair here is the direct object. The noun Amy tells for whom the crowd gave a chair. Therefore, Amy is the indirect object of the verb gave. So we have learned in the before classes that there is a direct object and it's as an action verb. So action verb is nothing but if I questioning something, whom do that things, but what do that things. If I get an answer, that is an action verb. Also, the question after getting the answer, which is a direct object. Like the crowd gave Amy a chair. The crowd is the subject here. Gave is the verb. Amy what? Amy is the indirect object and chair is the do. That is direct object. The above sentence shows that an action verb can have both a direct object and indirect object in the same sentence. The above sentence shows that an action verb can have both a direct object and an indirect object in the same sentence. Question, which come first in the sentence, the direct object or the indirect object? Answer is the direct object always comes before the answer is the indirect object always comes before the direct object. The indirect object is always come. The indirect object always come before the direct object. Note this further example. A friend sent Marianne a card. A friend sent Marianne a card. Here sent is an action verb. Marianne is an indirect object. Whom or what? For whom or what? Marianne. So Marianne is an indirect object and a card direct object. What? Card is the direct object. Marianne is the indirect object because he tell whom a friend sent a card, right? And card is the direct object. Carol is buying Mrs. Lopez a gift. Carlos is buying Mrs. Loper a gift. So Mrs. Loper is here is an indirect object and gift is the direct object. Mrs. Lopez is the indirect object because he tells for whom Carol is buying a gift. Mrs. Lopez is the indirect object because he tells for whom Carol is buying a gift. The firm pays its officer a salary. The firm pays its officer a salary. The firm pays The firm pays its officers a salary. The firm pays its officer a salary. Here officer is the indirect object and salary is the direct object. Officer is the indirect object because it tells to whom is the firm pays salary, and direct salary is the direct object. Exercise 1. For each sentence indicate the verb, the subject, the direct object if any, and the direct object if any. Samples. Sunburn itches. Here sun itches is the verb, sunburn is the subject. Indirect object here is nothing. Also direct object is not there here. Miss Jones will tell me the truth. Miss Jones is the here is the subject, and will tell is the here is the action verb. Here is an action verb. Tell the truth. The quote is an indirect object, and what is the truth? What is the direct object? Now second example, the store owner offered the customer a discount. The store owner offered the customer a discount. The store owner here is the subject. Offered is an action verb. The customer for whom the customer is an indirect object. A discount is a direct object. So let's go to the next example exercise. Did the judge grant the suspect bail? Did the judge grant the suspect bail? Did the judge here is the subject. Grant is here is an action verb, and the suspect bail. Here suspect is an judge is a suspect bail. Bail is a direct object. What for whom? Here is whom is absent, is an absence. So here it is not, we can say that indirect object is there, so we have to omit the indirect object. Only here is a verb, that is grant, and did the judge is a subject, and suspect bail is a direct object. Number 3, the city will build the Giants' new stadium. The city will build the Giants' new stadium. The city will build the Giants' new stadium. The city will build. City is a subject. City will build. Build is an action verb. Giants new stadium. The giant for whom or what is missing, that is direct object is indirect object is missing. Here also a direct object, a new stadium, right? Number 4, Brendan has made his parents a promise. Brendan has made his parents a promise. Brendan is a subject here, has made as an action verb. For whom? Parents. Parents is an indirect. Parent is an indirect object. A promise. For promise is a direct object. So next, 5. A passerby slipped and fell. A passerby slipped and fell. A passerby is a subject. Slipped is an here is an action verb, and slipped and fell. Here action verb, two action verb is there, that is slipped and fell, but indirect object and direct object also here is missing. Now exercise 2. Rewrite the sentence changing the italicized expression to an direct object. Rewrite the sentence changing the italicized expression to an indirect object. Rewrite the sentence changing the italicized expression to an indirect object. Rewrite the sentence changing the italicized expression to an indirect object. Okay. Did you give the assignment to Nick? Did you give the assignment to Nick? So did you give Nick the assignment? Did you give Nick the assignment? So here it is saying that we have to change the italicized expression into an indirect object. So did you give the assignment to Nick? Assignment to Nick is the direct object is there, assignment, and indirect object what will be? Did you give Nick the assignment? Nick the assignment, indirect. So let's take next. Rob gave flowers to Mia. Rob gave flowers to Mia. Rob gave Mia flowers, right? Number 2. Have you ever done a favor for John? Have you ever done a favor for John? Have you ever done John a favor? Right. Number 3. Lion is lending his science note to Christine. Lion is lending his science notes to Christine. Lion is lending his science notes to Christine. So what will be the indirect object? Like Lion is lending his science notes. Lion is lending Christian science notes, right? Number 4, Rostia is making a blouse for her sister. Rosita is making a blouse for her sister. Rosita is making uh, her sister's blouse. Rosita is making her sister's blouse. Give the next. Give the tickets to the usar. 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 Give usar's ticket. Give the usar's ticket. Give the usar's ticket. Number 6. Who baked a cake for Jennifer? 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 So who baked Jennifer's cake? Number 7. Please cut a slice of melon for Catherine. Please cut a slice of melon for Catherine. Please cut a slice. Please cut Catherine a slice of melon. Catherine. Please cut Catherine's slice of melon. Catherine for the Catherine is the indirect object. Washington is giving energy aid to the flooded regions. Washington is giving energy aid to the flooded regions. Washington is giving energy aid to the flooded regions. So Washington is giving energy aid to the flooded regions. Washington is giving energy aid to the flooded regions. Washington is giving flooded regions emergency aid. Number 9. I wrote a letter to Yasmin. I wrote a letter to Yasmin. I wrote Yasmin a letter. I wrote Yasmin's a letter. Yasmin a letter. I wrote Yasmin a letter. Number 10. The cashier handed the change to the customer. The cashier handed the change to the customer. The cashier handed a customer's change. So thank you for joining today's lesson.